So today we're gonna talk about my two biggest fans, um, M and T. I don't know if I want to use their first names or not, but I don't want to make them too upset. So I'll just call them M and T. So yeah, thanks for listening, boys. Hope you enjoy it. So knew these guys in school. I'm gonna M was in the same grade as me. T was a year ahead of me. T made some bad choices, and then T became in the same grade as me. So let's talk about T for a second. So yeah, just like Ellen Page, that was a rocky transition. T, how did you feel grade 8? Like, the bare minimum to pass grade 8 is to just not be retarded. That's like literally it. Like, what did we do in grade 8? We learned how to not be retarded. I don't know. So, anyways, um, didn't know T in grade 7 other than he was the big brother to M. Um, so the only thing I knew was that he was cooler than M because he didn't sit on the park bench every day playing the Game Boy Advanced Four Sword Adventure game. Um, so to kind of reiterate what that is about, um, there's a video game for the Game Boy Advance. You get to take link cables, link them all together, and play Zelda with each other. So that's what M would do with him and his buddies. And T, I'm sure he was like a prime athlete or something like that. It was either that or he stayed at home playing Age of Mythology. I think he probably played Age of Mythology more than he participated in sports. Um, don't really know much about T from junior high. We had a classmate who was a little bit weird that we both had. Tyler was in French immersion, but he quit out of that because if he imagine how much harder he would have failed grade 8 if he was took it in French. Because I mean, instead of just being retarded, he was lay retarded. Um, we both had a classmate. His name was David. He never showed up to school. He was really weird. Like I remember one time he did this thing where like he would draw a wristwatch on his wrist and he would look at the time on the board and he would write out the time on his wrist and then 5 minutes later he would like wipe it out and then do it again on his wrist. So he was a bit of a strange one. Um, M in junior high, he wasn't in my class. He was in the French class too, I think. Um, we were all kind of. I was jealous that he had a Game Boy and I didn't. He had Lord of the Rings: Return of the King on a platinum Game Boy Advance, so uh, either he was loaded or his parents just were guilted into buying a very bad present. Um, there was that. He would just take the Game Boy Advance everywhere. He get a big old crack in the Game Boy Advance, so I remember that much. Um, and I know probably over the course of this podcast, I've probably accidentally said their names, but I'm not using last names. We're good. We're good. So through junior high, M he kind of looked like a pro wrestler with Down syndrome, but not really. He didn't have anything wrong with him. Um, Tyler, geez, I'm saying their first names again. I'm terrible at this. He looks like Tom Green. Um, it's pretty much the only good thing I can say about T. We did have this mutual friend. His name was Kyle, and one time Kyle told me the story about how he went to M&T's house, and I guess they found a skin flick that they watched, And Kyle, the next day on the bus, was like, "Man, you should have saw the skin flick. Her nipples were like the size of dinner plates. It was ridiculous." And apparently, I don't know if I'm remembering this wrong or not, but apparently they called Kyle's mom, or Kyle's mom called them, and Matt or Tyler basically called her a dick on the phone or something like that. So she came over and picked them back up. Um, so that ended the friendship right there. Um, not really, but they weren't allowed coming over again. So uh, we had this other kid in our school. His name was it was a French name, a very French name. I think it was like Franco or Francois or something like that. I remember Tyler was kind of a dick to him sometimes. He pelted him with. Remember one time he took a giant snowball, like basically something that like not a snowball, but like a giant piece of snow that like the plow got, and it like went in the ditch. And one time he picked it up and he threw it at Franco's head, and he fell over, and he was like, "Hey Franco, why are you laying down? It's cold out. It's not good for you." Now, I don't really have a lot of good stories from junior high. The best stories were when they worked at McDonald's, because M always hooked me up with the extra beef. Um, he hooked me up with the extra beef, but on the other hand, he would also send me pictures of his testicles. So it's a trade-off, you know. He ended up working at the gas station. Um, like in Bill and Ted, he worked at the Circle K, and instead of the strange things afoot at Circle K was M. I would go there some night, and M would be like, "Hey Zeddy, you're looking pretty buff. Can you show me your stomach?" And I'd be like, "No, man, no." And then I tried to leave, and he would lock the door with the electronic lock behind the counter. He would like, "Zeddy, you're not leaving until you show me your abs." So he liked looking at my skin. I also remember one time in high school we had a me and M were in history class together, and on the chalkboard there was a thing that said assignment due November 5th. So what M did is he just because he thought it would be funny, he went up to the board right next to him, and for assignment he just erased assignment, just so it would just say ass due November 5th. And he just sat there giggling to himself. He kind of has the same giggle that like Ron Swanson has in Parks and Rec. Now, one of the most legendary things that Matt did to me, um, he uh, he managed to pants me in front of the whole school. Now, this kind of happened two different times. The first time he did it, my goodness, I'm saying his first name again. All right, boys, you might as well admit I'm telling everybody your first names. It's Matt and Tyler. No last names because I'm nice, and I won't tell you where you work. I know they both they both work hard. They just don't they just don't look like it with their current physiques. Well, no, Matt looks like a down out of his luck alcoholic pro wrestler. So he's pretty good, and Tyler, he just looks like a sad Tom Green. Um, so yeah, Matt pantsed me in front of the school. He kind of he kind of did it in a weird way. There wasn't much nudity, only my butt cheeks kind of came flapping out. But he did it so hard that like it kind of like twisted my nut up. Um, and I had blue boxers on, so my he didn't give me blue balls, but he hurt me with my blue boxers. He kind of came out of nowhere, sneaking like a little ninja. Um, Pantsed me, and he did a little little retarded little giggle. Um, it was good. It was good. He got me good. He got me good. Every once in a while, my brother would see him at the gas station, and he would say, "Man, pants in your brother, it's still one of the greatest things I've ever done in my life." And you know what? It's quite an accomplishment. I miss you, boys. I'll see you soon.